welcome back to the channel. Today we've got something very special for you. You know, Switzerland is not all about mountains and scenery. We also have some really fun cultural subjects to photograph here as well, and that's what we're doing today. I'm taking you along on a photography assignment of my own, and we're going to show you a behind-the-scenes view of a very special event that happens every year in Zurich, and it's called Sechseläuten. And I think I hear things kicking off in the other room, so time to get in there and start the job.
Sechseläuten is a word in Swiss German which translates to the 6 o'clock ringing of the bells, and it's a traditional spring holiday that's been celebrated each year in Zurich since the early 1900s. The 26 different guild houses of Zurich are the key players in the annual event, celebrating both privately and publicly as they parade through downtown Zurich in costumes, on floats, and even on horseback, gathering together at the Sechseläutenplatz, where they basically dynamite the head off of a huge snowman effigy. More on that coming later. It's a crazy but very fun celebration, which, according to legend, marks the end of winter.
Okay, well, our assignment today is to capture the entire event of Sechseläuten from the beginning of the day all the way through to the main event, which we'll show you and explain later on. But at the moment, we're just waiting for lunch to be served here, and that's a perfect opportunity as an event photographer to move around the room and try to capture as many individuals as possible, because one of the big challenges with event photography is just to try to have a good picture of every guest who was present at the event. So that's what we're doing right now. Just going to cruise around the room with my 50mm lens and look for opportunities to snap candid little shots. Let's go. So there was a little break in speeches, and we jumped up here to the mezzanine floor, where we have kind of a nice bird's eye view on the whole banquet area down below. To establish the whole scene is a really valuable picture to have. And I just took a couple different shots. I did one with a slow exposure time to hopefully blur a little bit of the movement with the servers bringing food to the tables. And I did another left to right panorama that I'll stitch together in the computer later on. So yeah, when you're doing event photography, you got to keep moving around, looking for new angles, look for spots where you can step up a little higher, get down a little bit lower, and not get sucked into shooting everything from the same standing eye height.
This might sound obvious, but if you've been hired to photograph an event, my suggestion is to really get in there and cover it from all the angles. Go where you need to go to get the framing and the backgrounds that you want. Yeah, you'll feel the eyes watching you as you work, but as the event goes on, people will thankfully lose interest. Darker clothing can also help you avoid attention, and I tend to choose clothing that fits the situation and is comfortable to work in.
Okay, so some inquiring minds would probably like to know what I've got with me for gear today, and I'm trying to keep it as light as possible. I'm wearing kind of a ridiculous little marsupial pouch for my camera gear. It's basically just a lens pouch. Inside here I've got a 50mm lens, I've got a wide angle zoom, 16 to 35mm. I've got the national sport drink of Switzerland. This is Rivella Red Edition, gotta have it. And I'm shooting a lot with my 135mm fixed lens today because it's got this nice wide maximum aperture, f1.8. Allows me to really blur out and obscure these distracting backgrounds behind my subject, and I'm really enjoying shooting with that lens. Then over here I've got a flash in case we're dealing with some hard sunlight and I need to just kick a little bit of fill flash in there. Extra batteries, extra memory cards, all those kinds of predictable things. Gotta have a lens cloth nearby. That's about it. The main point is that it's got to be light and accessible, and it can't, overburden me. I don't need a big heavy camera bag with me today. I just need to stay fast and mobile. All right. Well, we are off and running now. We've moved out of the Zunfthaus, out of the guild house. We're in the city, making our way toward the Bahnhofstrasse for the big parade. You can see there's horses in the background here. The band is playing. There's a great atmosphere. Things are really kicking off here at Sechseläuten. This is really the real deal. Okay, so what are we trying to capture out here as we shoot? Well, one aspect of it is that I want to capture sort of the whole chronology of the day, all the different important events that happen, make sure that I got all those somehow. The other thing I want to do is take a variety of different pictures showing sort of the wide angle shot, the big picture, so to speak. We call this the establishing shot. In many cases, this is the photo that really kind of lets you know where we are and what's going on and kind of shows the whole scene. Of course, there's a lot of great action pictures to be had, so I'm looking for those key moments where there's, you know, drummers playing on the drums, there's things going on with horses or whatever, trying to capture some action moments. Those are kind of medium shots, not super tight, but not super wide. And then I'm also looking for details, looking for the story within the story, and then just trying to capture the chronology of events that happens here at the Sechseläuten. All right, just switching my lenses, get my wide angle lens on because we're now on the Bahnhofstrasse. This is really kind of the landmark street in Zurich. We've got all the flags hanging above the street, so kind of got all the elements in one shot. It makes a pretty good establishing picture. So I'm just gonna kind of dart in front of the group with my wide angle here and try to capture the scene.
Fast-paced reporting situations like this can frustrate some photographers since you're in a non-stop battle with visual chaos. So I think it's really important to let go of perfectionism from the outset and just do your best to take advantage of every opportunity that you can. In my experience, these kinds of jobs are a hit when you deliver hundreds of photos that really tell the story of the whole day, the people involved, and the key moments that link the narrative together. My goal is always to overwhelm the client with both the quality and the quantity of images delivered, which puts some pressure on me and keeps me on my toes, but I do enjoy the challenge.
Okay, well, the parade has reached Sechseläutenplatz, and this is where it all happens. As you can see behind me, there's a great big pile of wood with a snowman perched on top, and that snowman kind of represents winter. And when this thing gets lit on fire and the flames reach the snowman, we're going to see a great big explosion, and the explosion, or the quickness of the explosion, sort of predicts how good the summer is going to be here in Switzerland. So everybody at the Sechseläutenplatz right now is hoping that that snowman blows up quickly and that we have a great summer ahead of us. And yeah, we'll see some fun action here in just a moment as the different guilds ride their horses around the burning snowman. So the American in me wonders how all of this happens without anybody getting sued every year, because they're going to ride horses around the fire in a full gallop, and there's going to be fireworks going off at the same time. I wonder how they get away with it. But anyway, it's amazing that they do, and I'm glad they do. And we're going to see some fun action here in just 1 second. Ready for some fire. Started. We got the horses coming in, they're circling around the burning fire. Lots of great stuff to shoot over here, but also good to pay attention to what's going on behind us, because watching the watchers would be a great way to grab some fun candid shots. Today I've been shooting mostly in manual mode, just controlling my shutter speed and aperture directly, and then leaving the ISO on automatic. This is one of my favorite ways to work, and because the sunlight's really kind of fading in and out, it's going behind the clouds and coming back out again. There's lots of smoke
I'm using the exposure compensation to steer the brightness of my photo. So just dialing up a little bit of exposure compensation, dialing down a little bit if need be. And that seems to be working out pretty well. Yeah, when that smoke fills in behind them, you need to increase that exposure, just add a little bit of exposure compensation. Otherwise, the camera thinks that it's super bright back there and we end up with just silhouettes. But actually, silhouettes could be kind of cool. Whoa, look at this light. What a scene. You only get stuff like this in Europe. We've got people riding horseback around a great big burning fire that's about to explode any second, but this fire's taking a little bit longer than it usually does. We've already been burning for 36 minutes. It's shaping up to be a pretty miserable summer by the looks of it. Well, our burning snowman is dying down on the pile of embers behind us here. It took a whole 45 minutes for that explosion to happen, and that means that in Switzerland we're just not going to have a summer this year. And I think there's a lot of disappointed children here. But anyway, we had some great shots. It got really smoky and we had this beautiful backlight and really kind of an eerie atmosphere with the lighting. Oh. We're done with the giant exploding snowman here, and we're just gonna head back into town and follow our guild members back to the guild house, see what happens with the evening festivities. So away we go. Wanted to mention quickly that the most important thing you can do with your flash when you're in an environment like this is to turn it away from your subject. The flash look that everybody hates comes from shooting flash straight forward from the same position as the camera. But if you can just redirect that flash and send it off of a nearby wall, even sort of a window area like this over here to my left is imperfect, but it'll still reflect quite a bit of light back into the room, and that actually allows the flash to blend in really naturally with this indoor lighting. So I use the flash a lot, and I think it's a valuable tool, especially when you're in murky indoor lighting like this. It can really bring a nice contrast to your pictures and get the light into your subject's face so that you can see the expression and see the emotion and capture fun moments with people. All right, well, Sechseläuten 2023 is coming to a close. We have been on our feet for 15 hours. We've taken thousands of photos. We've got plenty of work to do in the editing, and we hope that you've enjoyed this fun little cultural adventure, something different. And hey, if you're not already a subscriber, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss our awesome content when it gets released. And if you would like to join our membership and get feedback on your photos and participate in fun monthly assignments, then head over to viewfindermastery.com. We've got free resources waiting for you, and we've got a lot of high quality content waiting in the members library. So check it out, viewfindermastery.com, and thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video.